If you want to reach your goals in 2025, whether it's your business goals or your personal goals, in this video I'm going to break down for you my entire framework when it comes to setting your goals. And this is a step-by-step guide that you can follow to ensure that you're going to reach your goals. So grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and let's get started. Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In case you're new here, super excited to have you. My name is Julian. I'm a content creator, I'm an entrepreneur, and on this channel we talk about content creation and entrepreneurship and online marketing. So in case you want to learn more about those things, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Today, as I mentioned, we're gonna talk about goals, and I've just recently been setting the goals for myself, for the business for 2025, and I just, figured out kind of like a framework for myself, because in the past I always had the issue, or I sometimes had the issue that I was just setting goals for myself at the beginning of the year, but during the year I just lost track of them and I've not really been following them. And then at the end of the year I was just looking back at my goals and I just did not hit them because I did not really have them in front of me. So if that sounds familiar to you, if you had similar things in the past, then this video is going to be for you, and this video should be, more or less a step-by-step guide on how you can counteract that. So the first thing that I did this year to bring our business from 6 to 7 figures is identify the big goals. What are the big goals that we have for the year? So this is kind of like, the thing that I always like to do is I like to divide it up into different categories. On one side, I have the professional goals, and on the other side, we have personal goals. So I'm not gonna go into the goals itself, but this is basically just gonna be an overview over the framework that I like to do. And when it comes to the big goals itself, like, with the business, for example, or with the professional goals, like this could be, a revenue goal. This could be a revenue. This could be a subscriber count. This could be followers. This could be whatever it might be. Like, depending on where you are currently in your journey, this could also be, just getting started or whatever. But this is basically like, these are the big goals that I always like to focus on. And then you can do the same thing as well, with your, with your loving relationships and with friends and family and stuff. Like, you can just identify all of these things for yourself. And when it comes to setting those goals specifically, the thing that I found that works the best is just using SMART goals. I'm sure you've heard that before, but this is basically, it should be specific, it should be measurable, time-bound, action-oriented, and all that stuff. So this is kind of like how I'm defining like the big goals that I would like to hit for the year. But this is just like the biggest layer. Like, this is just like the, looking down on it from 30,000 feet, basically. To make sure that I'm actually reaching those goals, because if you're just setting, a revenue number that's just so far away from where you are currently, then it's just very difficult to actually get started and to really, think about it and do something about it. So the next thing that I like to do is I like to break things down into 90-day sprints. This is something that I learned from Ali Abdaal, but there's also a book called 12-Week 1 Year or something like this. And the whole philosophy behind this is that you should just break things down, break your annual goals down into 90-day sprints. So this is basically 1 quarter. This is 3 months. And basically the thing that you just need to ask yourself, like, what do I need to do in the next 90 days to set myself up to hit my goal for the whole year? So for example, if your revenue goal is, $1 million, then you should be doing, generally speaking, like with revenue, it's probably a bad example, but it's probably not going to be linear. But if you're building some kind of online assets, then it should be more exponentially. But generally speaking, like, just ask yourself, like, what should you be doing in the next 90 days to set yourself up to hit your revenue goal for the full year, and also to hit your subscriber account and so on. And the thing that I like to do with the 90-day rocks and with the 90-day sprints as a whole, to make them action oriented. So what I need to do, for example, to set myself up to hit my revenue goal is, focus on coaching business, for example. So this would be something that I personally wrote down for myself. And then you just need to ask yourself, like, okay, these are my 3 big goals for the year, for example. So what do you need to do in the next 90 days to set yourself up for success? So for the subscriber amount, for example, you could be posting, 3 videos a week. You could be posting a short every day. Like, you just need to figure out, like, okay, what do you need to do? And the whole thesis behind, everything that we're doing here is we're just breaking things down into more, bit-sized pieces that we can just look at every day, and then we're just gonna take action on it, basically. And you can obviously also do the same thing for your personal goals. For example, you could write down, schedule 1 date night per week, something like this. So you just need to identify the goals, obviously, for yourself, but generally speaking, have the big vision and then break it down into 90-day rocks. The next step in the journey of breaking things down into, more bit-sized pieces is the weekly review. And this is something that I have not done before. This is something that I'm just gonna get started in this year. And I think this is probably gonna be the biggest difference and the biggest differentiator compared to just setting goals. Because the theory behind this and the theory behind the weekly review is that you take, 20 minutes each Sunday. So this is basically what you should be doing. And in those 20 minutes, you should basically, plan out the coming week. So for example, just sit down and define, what are the 3 most important things. So what is it that you should focus on in the coming week? What are the 3 most important things for you? Because, one thing that I can tell you from my personal experiences is if you're running a business, if you're just getting started, there are just things gonna come your way and you're just gonna lose focus and you're not actually gonna do the thing that you want to do. And that's why I think the weekly review is gonna be so powerful, because you're just setting the tone for yourself and you're setting yourself up for success. As we talked about before, the focus for us is the coaching business. So this is basically this is the 90-day rock, and obviously we're gonna make that specific and we're gonna put a revenue goal behind that and stuff. But generally speaking, so for me, I know my number one priority is the coaching business. And now if I plan my week, I just can ask myself okay, what is gonna be the first step that I should be doing right now this week to actually get the coaching business launched? And this could be something like, I don't know, launch 3 meta ads, for example. This could also be post 3 times on LinkedIn. This could also be something like make YouTube videos and, even tell you guys that we're offering one-on-one coaching programs. So this is just something that I just need to identify for myself. What are the 3 most important things that's just going to move the needle the most? And then this is basically what you're doing to set yourself up for success for the week. And then in the coming week, in the coming Sunday, you're doing the exact same thing. And you're also reviewing the past week. You're just going to ask yourself, what has been working well? Have I been doing the things that I actually said I was going to do? And if not, why? What has been changing and why have I not been doing the thing that I set out to do? And then you're going to identify real quick, okay, instead of just at the beginning, we were just talking about goal setting. And then you're just setting a goal for yourself where you have a goal of hitting, I don't know, X amount of revenue. And now we broke that down into 90-day rocks and now into weekly rocks. So this is something that is not you cannot look at it and it's just so far away and you're thinking to yourself, you have so much time. This is literally something okay, this is what I said I was going to do and I did not do that. Why am I not doing the thing that I said I was going to do? And then we're going to break it down even one step further, and that is called the morning manifesto. This is basically how Ali Abdaal called it, and I think that sounds pretty good. And there, as you probably have already thought, the theory is the same thing just as before. We're again just asking ourselves the question of how are the weekly priorities going? What are the 3 weekly priorities and how are they going? So every day, just instead of getting started and checking your emails and stuff, just take yourself, 10 minutes, 5 minutes or so, and just ask yourself, how are my priorities? How are my priorities and how are they going? So you're just asking yourself, how are my priorities? What are the 3 priorities that I defined for myself and how are they going? So are you actually making progress or not? And this is basically the whole philosophy behind this. You're literally just breaking things down into smaller actionable pieces that you can just do on a daily basis. And you're also always having the goals in front of you. This is not something that you write down on January 1st and then on, December 31st, you're looking at it and you're just thinking oh man, why have I not been doing the thing that I said I was going to do? But you're actually just looking at it on a daily basis. And if you have set out a nice goal and if you're putting in the work that is required, and if you're actually not just putting in the work, you're not just hustling, but you're also working smart and working on the right thing, then there is basically not really a way on how you're not going to be successful. So this is basically the whole philosophy that we're doing these days and that we're doing in this year 2025. And I am very much looking forward to see how this is going. Let me know what kind of goal setting framework you're using. Are you even setting goals for yourself? And is this something that you're struggling with, or do you have I'm just really curious to hear how are you doing this. In case you would like to work a lot closer with us and reach your goals together with us, I will link down below basically an application form where you can apply to our one-on-one coaching program. This is definitely not for everyone. It's on the higher price tier, but if you would like to reach your goals in 2025, scale your business, then this is definitely something that you can check out. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about this, also this form and this type of video. And yeah, I wish you all the best for 2025, lots of success, and I'm very much looking forward to see you in the next one.